Thank you, Wasey. Well, we are in the kitchen now, and often we head out to a restaurant where we can crave our favorite steak special. But this Black Friday, Woolworths is giving us the opportunity to make our favorite steaks at home with a deal that we cannot resist. Chef Clem, he is here to share the ultimate steak with peppercorn sauce recipe with us. But before we get into this recipe, Chef Clem, what is the deal for this Black Friday?
It's any two steaks, and I'm talking about the rump, the sirloin, the packs. It's also lamb, it's also pork. What other animal is there?
Those are pretty much it.
Yeah, beef. No, there's another one. I know
Ostrich.
Ostrich! Yeah,
But
sorry.
what is the special?
So you get any two and you get 20% off. I mean, that's absolutely amazing. And obviously, you got to get your Woolies Rewards card ready for that.
Your W Rewards.
And there's never been a better time to get into steaks and practice. Start practicing, because the festive season is coming and you don't want to be making mistakes.
No.
So get your game on right now. And this is a good one. So
You practiced that, hey?
I was actually, no, it comes
Mistakes.
naturally. So I was gonna braai, but I'm gonna ask you to braai.
Okay.
Because you're not new to this, because you've actually got you got an Everdeer at home.
Yes, we've got one. You know, when you watch enough MasterChef, you start calling it, we've now dubbed this our hibachi.
It's your
So
hibachi.
whenever we talk about it, it's just because whenever you watch the Australian show, they always, you know, talk about that. I'm gonna grill it on the hibachi.
There we go. And they're so convenient. I mean, the fact that it fits in your boot and you can literally just take a whole braai wherever you go.
And it's so safe. I mean, these are handles you can just quickly, you know, we started the fire outside, brought it inside, and look at this, a tabletop braai.
There we go. So I've got a beautiful rump for you, and it's been aged for a minimum of 35 days, and that aging is very important. That helps tenderize the steak. It helps all those muscle fibers break down and intensifies the beef flavor. So
Chef Clem, I always was told, you know, when you add salt to meat, it withdraws the moisture. Is that the case with this? Don't you want your steak to be juicy?
So it's not drawing out the moisture out of the steak. What it's doing is there's excess moisture that sits over the surface of the steak that gets drawn out when the steak starts to kind of break down because of the salt. You often hear about us curing chicken or pork or beef in salt. That's what's kind of happening. And you'll notice it does become quite shiny on the top, and people go, oh, is that the moisture? It's not.
Okay.
And it actually helps your steak get really crispy. So always season your steak before the time. And then, I mean, if you can season your steak like the day before,
that's even better.
Wow, huge difference. So get some olive oil spray and just coat your steak with a little bit of spray. And I like doing this just for fun. Just for the gears, okay? And then you get
Could have warned me.
I'm so sorry. Okay, but actually, this is you. I shouldn't do this. You.
Oil side down?
Yeah, and then you can oil the other side in a bit.
Okay.
And this, like, again, this is a rump, and I really like the rump because of the shape and, of course, its flavor. But the shape is quite nice. There we go. 1,000 million people cheering you on as you drop the steak.
It's the sizzle.
So I like a rump because you can actually slice it up. You can decide if you want a thick slice, thin slice, but a rump will actually feed a lot of people.
It will.
Especially if you're serving with the delicious sauce. Let's get this heat back on.
Okay, you are making our pepper sauce. Is this a special Clem recipe? I have a little confession to make. So every recipe Chef Clem makes, I usually try and recreate it, and then when I'm not sure, I message him. I'm like, Clem, is this the product you used while I'm in the store?
Yes, and you did the barbecue chicken dish this weekend?
Yes, I did that. It was a winner.
There we go.
It was a winner.
So this is a good one. This is a nice, easy sauce to master, and the sauce itself is delicious on not just steak, on anything. I've even had it with roast vegetables, and it is amazing.
That sauce on a schnitzel?
Oh, yes, absolutely. So make it, and there's another thing to master, because eventually you can make this with your eyes closed, and that's what you're trying to aim for. So onions are in with a bit of olive oil and salt, and then sliced garlic. Keep it nice and chunky. To that, we're going to go in with some freshly cracked black pepper. A lot, actually, a lot.
Oh, okay.
It's a black pepper sauce.
It is a black pepper sauce. It makes sense.
And then if you want to, you can like add a few crushed, not so fine, but a few crushed peppercorns. I'm going to leave it out for now, but you know what, just a few whole ones. Just a few whole ones. There we go.
Okay, literally just a few.
Toast that, and you want to toast it. You want the pepper to start toasting. You kind of want it to get into your sinuses. That's what you're looking for, and you want that garlic just to go translucent. We're not going to have enough time to do that because it does take about 5 minutes, and you do want to cook that garlic to the point where it's translucent because you don't want to have that harsh garlic flavor.
And these are pantry staples. Most people generally would have onions, garlic, salt, pepper.
I don't know if you'd have this in your house, right?
What is that?
This is sherry.
Oh, I thought it was red wine vinegar.
You can... Not red wine vinegar, I think it's maybe too acidic.
Okay.
But a little bit of red wine even, I mean, there's a version of the sauce like that. But the most important thing that you want to do is you want to cook all that alcohol out. And how you do that is you're going to cook it for about a minute, and you'll see it'll start reducing by volume. And then you know that all that alcohol is out. So,
I know the alcohol evaporates, but if someone really wants to cook without an alcohol in it, what would be an alternative to sherry?
For this sauce, take it out. You
Just
don't
completely.
need it. It's
Okay.
just, the sherry adds another level of flavor, but you
Like a
don't
bit of
really need
depth.
it. You still got amazing flavor coming through without the sherry. So if you're not into sherry, just take it out.
Just leave it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool, we're looking good. To that, I want to go in with a little bit of butter.
Is my steak still okay?
I think so. So the good thing about your steak is, if you look on the sides, you can kind of tell the doneness by how much the meats are sitting opaque.
Okay.
So I think you're still fine. And people are scared of letting their steak sit.
Yes, I'm that person. I'm
But
people.
it's fine. And you also think about it, it's quite a thick steak. You want a proper crust on your steak. So you can have a peek, you can have a look to see what you...
But you shouldn't mess with the steak. Once it's down,
but I
leave
mean,
it
if
down.
you need to check every
Just to
now and then,
quickly
you're
show
good.
you. Oh, look
You
at
see,
that.
so
It's
it's like-
starting to go. Just to show the camera. I don't know if you can see that.
There we go.
There we go,
And
yeah.
did you oil the other side?
Not yet.
That's my favorite part, because you do that in front of your guests, and then there's like flames.
And it's safe.
It's safe. You're not standing directly over the fire.
So can I go for it?
Go for it. But just don't do that. Okay, you got this.
There we go.
There we go. You see,
There
and the
we go.
flames are quite nice. It adds a bit of flavor. Okay, so butter melted through. We're going to go in with a little bit of cream. Once the cream reduces, we're going to go in with mustard. You get the most beautiful sauce. It becomes nice and thick. And you take
And you
that
just
sauce.
reduce it and it ends up looking like that.
It naturally thickens by itself. And I'm like, honestly, I don't want to see steak. I want it to be covered
want
in
it to be
sauce.
covered in sauce.
I want it to be steak surprise, okay?
Okay.
That's what you're looking for. And
Quickie.
it's so good. Talk.
What do you love most about Woolies steaks?
Okay, I've spoken about the fact that it gets aged for 35 days.
Yes.
The other thing is also versatility, that they don't just have one type of steak, they've got all the steaks, and the quality of the meat is absolutely amazing. It's about getting to know the farmer, no routine antibiotics, no growth hormones. It's a steak, that's what you want. Pure, delicious South African beef, and that's exactly what that is.
Oh, well, listen, we are here for all the Black Friday deals that you can get at Woolworths. You can get 20% off on 2 steaks, and not just the steaks. You can do pork, beef,
Ostrich,
and ostrich.
and lamb.
And lamb. Oh, listen, this is now the perfect time for you to stock up. This is W Rewards members. When you buy 2 steaks, get 25% off. This offer is valid until the 12th of November. There are T's and C's that can be found on woolworths.co.za.